We are the keepers of the flame, the sacred order. Let the ceremony begin. And today, faithful acolytes, we take a look at this. And what this is, from Big Red's Hot Sauce, we have another fun entry. I love this artwork. These guys, this is just some cool artwork. I'm not sure why there is wrath being directed at this guy. We have a little Holy Moses slogan here, a little hot sauce bottle. Yeah, that's cool. I like it. This is fun. All their labels are really quite good. So this is God's Wrath Ghost Pepper Sauce. 4 peppers, but again, this is not a chili head rating. Straight out of Arizona. And we'll get to that in a second. And here we go. Okay, let's take here as a look at the myriad of ingredients. So we have, let me try it this way so I can get the light a little bit better. We have water, habanero pepper mash, ghost pepper mash. So this is a ghost pepper sauce, but ghost pepper is not actually the first pepper listed. Interestingly, we have a lot of the dried ingredients as we did before, including chipotle. We've got black pepper. We've got cayenne in there as well. Chia powder in there. I don't. These black bits are either that or maybe the black pepper. I don't know. I'm not quite sure why that is in there, but this has there is tomato in here as well. There's tomato paste, and I mentioned this in the review as well. Let's go back to that real quick. Tomato paste, as you can see, is fairly high in the ingredients, and it matters. It tends to matter quite a bit with this sauce, but you can see it's almost a red-orangish color here. Flows very, very smoothly, as we can see here. And let's take a little look-see here. Just take a look at this sauce. Ooh, a little chunky there. It reminds me so much of, it's not quite marinara, but I really feel that vibe. I'm getting a lot of the smokiness now, just kind of showing this to you, but you can see it sticks really, really well. Flows very smooth. It flattens out very nicely too. It's this gorgeous color. I love the color of this. It's a really, really beautiful sauce. It's not as red as I probably would have normally preferred, but I think it's got such it's a really unique sort of color, I think, too. Very, very cool. I do like this color quite a lot. All right, and away we go. So, tomato, smoke. Tomato and smoke are the first two I get. A little bit of either garlic or an onion powder sort of aspect to this. A touch of a bitter, which I'm guessing is probably the ghost pepper. A little bit of that. Vinegar is really mild here. There is vinegar in this. Not a lot of it though. In fact, I mean, this is a laundry list of stuff, and a lot of it doesn't read distinctly when you have this. So this reminded me a lot of like a barbecue sauce, or something you could use to spike a barbecue sauce. For chili heads, there's not a lot of good pizza sauces out there. I normally use, as I mentioned, the Boar's Head red jalapeno. I love the flavor of that sauce. It's not hot, but I love the flavor. This actually I have used in a pizza context as well for a sauce. I actually mixed it in with the tomato base, and it was quite nice. It doesn't read as Italian per se, but this is one of the sauces I think that lends itself well enough that you can put it in that application. In fact, I have yet to find anywhere that I haven't really tried this in Asian food a lot, and it might work there as well. But tomatoes in Asian don't not really. When you think of tomatoes, you don't really think of Asian as one of your first guesses. But there's a nice sort of back heat to this, I think, and but it's not blazing. It's not. I mean, I can feel a good warmth, but for me, this is probably lower as far as heat goes. I do like it though. I think this is they call it pleasurable heat. I would say that's about right. I find it quite pleasant. So, and of course, pandemic staple. But I think we get into staples as far as food go. I think we get into those a lot, just generally, whether or not there's a pandemic on. I think it just changes a little bit for some people. For me, it did definitely because restaurants. I'm not trying to catch the virus. So my hope is that if there are some stray elements that maybe freezing will weaken them. Maybe this is a safer way it kills other stuff. I don't know, but and I don't know what you've all been out there doing, but I've been relying a bit more, I think, on a lot of frozen stuff or stuff I have to prepare at home. There's only been maybe 3 times that I've used restaurants at all since the whole thing happened, and it's a big change. Of course, I think for everybody, but it has also enabled me to find ways of actually recreating stuff I missed, as well as using more hot sauce. So it's not everything isn't completely horrible as far as that goes, but obviously we'd wish it were different. So pizza is an easy one because pizza you can use a pretty substantial variety of sauces on and have it be good. Like pizza is one of the easiest applications. In fact, a lot of sauces, if they are, it used to be one of my litmus tests, that and chicken strips, where if it wasn't good in that setting, then that was sort of the first hurdle that it was stumbling on. And I think that's still true. I just don't happen to have anything else, particularly Italian-y right now. And this sauce is so good with Italian food. So a lot of time, Italian's one of the foods I think that's hard for hot sauces to mesh with. This one does a great job of it. It is maybe the most flexible sauce that I've had, maybe ever. It hits such a wide variety of things, and partially it's because it doesn't have a dominant, distinct flavor to it. It's almost like they were trying to go for the perfect condiment. So of course the old ragged war horse, the old red bear deep dish pepperoni. That works quite well on this. Quite well indeed. And what's nice is it's a very subtle build. It's more warming me up overall than it is blowing my mouth into bits. It's very smooth. Very progressive. Like they say, a very, very pleasurable heat. I actually had to lay off eating this for a while. I was getting pretty afraid I wouldn't have enough for the video. Just excellent. So I'm getting a touch of mouthburn now. Just really a stunning sauce. This is really quite good. I find the name a bit baffling, to be honest, but as a ghost pepper sauce, it is just very flavorful. And there's one of the good things with a garbage pail, and I'm not using that in a manner meant to be offensive, but when you use a garbage pail, kitchen sink type approach to this, you do get a lot of coverage. But they're so good about how they do it that there's no like you get tomato, you get smoke, but you don't get heavy of either of those out of the gate by itself. So that tells you that there's a pretty wide gamut of things you can put it on, like especially when you look through here. And different food profiles are going to bring out different flavor profiles in the sauce, and vice versa. Now, Italian food tends to be a very, very strong, aggressive taste in general, for especially a lot of our tomato-heavy sauces and pasta dishes and stuff. And it's really, really hard to find a hot sauce that will work with those without clashing. And mostly it's because so many hot sauces that we have out there are very forceful in their own right. They want to put that flavor across. This one really doesn't. It is not a very aggressively flavored sauce. Like I said, it does have elements that read a lot better just depending on what you're putting it with. But overall, by itself, it is not trying to compete for presence in terms of taste. And I think this is a really brilliantly crafted, well done sauce. I've had a lot of products from Big Reds, and I still have a couple left to get to, but this is just really, really incredibly well done. By far my favorite thing that I've had from them so far. So I get a kick out of the sauce company. It's nice to have a sauce that is sort of, I guess, living up to my feelings a little bit. These guys I'm actually rooting for. Just some of their other sauces, and you've seen it in the reviews and the videos. I try not to let that color my actual reviews, but I am pleased to see something that is now sort of reciprocal, I guess, for my impressions for the team down there kicking these beauties out. So definitely, this is one. I think it does well. I hesitate to call it a ghost pepper sauce because I don't think it is that. I would actually consider not using that particularly nomenclature because that's not even the lead pepper in this. You know, it obviously is the hot driver to a respect. I mean, with the habanero that far forward, a lot of that delayed sort of stuff could be from that as well. Neither one of them is showing up particularly for me as far as dominant flavor of a pepper, but I mean, and there is, of course, chipotle and cayenne in there as well, further kind of blurring the lines. So this one, I think just calling it a pepper sauce might be where I would go with this. I think point it at a ghost pepper sauce. But anyway, that's just me. So there it is. Big Red's hot sauce, God's wrath, ghost pepper sauce. Now go forth in peace to serve the flame.